Okay, let's take this 54 plate Land Rover Discovery 3 TDV6 HSE automatic that we've just taken in part exchange for a spin. Now, this is the very early production Discovery 3. Because it's a 54 plate, it's also the low tax bracket. I've done about 150, 200 miles in this all told. We have just had to fit a new suspension compressor to it because the day after it came into, we took it in part exchange, the compressor failed on it. So it's had a new suspension compressor. Just come back from having its MOT done. There are a couple of advisories on the MOT. We corrected the bits that it failed on, but as far as the advisories go, we're not going to correct them. And I'll read them out to you. We've got advisories: play and steering rack in a joint, windscreen chipped, fuel tank guard heavily corroded, both front tyres worn close to the legal limit, brake pads wearing thin on the front, and suspension arm pin or bush worn but not resulting in excessive movement, rear upper front bushes near side and offside. And in fairness, you can actually hear them if you go over heavy bumps. You can just hear a slight clunk from the rear suspension. But as I say, it's done 182,000 miles. We could go on forever if we start correcting everything to make it like new, so we're not going to, I'm afraid. But it has now at least got a year's MOT and a new suspension compressor on it. And all the warning lights come up the way they should. It starts on the button. The only thing it comes up with is saying the front parking distance sensors are inactive. I personally think that the rear ones don't work either, but you've got the little parking sensor thing flashes there that says they're not working properly. But at least now we've fitted the new compressor. There's no warning lights come up about suspension or anything, which if you know these, you know they do have a propensity to flash up things that aren't working on suspension. This one, for the moment, seems to be spot on, but you know, we have just fitted a new compressor to it, but and cleared all the fault codes. But of course, 3-4 months down the line, it could be a different story. It's what they are, and people that buy them should know that that's what they are. But anyway, off we go. So showing 182,000 miles, so it's no spring chicken. Has been around a bit, and it's an automatic one. But as I say, engine wise, it starts on the button. There's no signs of any misfiring, hesitancy or overheating. It's still got good performance. There's not loads of smoke coming out of the back. Obviously it's just been MOT, so it will have been emissions tested then. Gearbox still changes gear the way it should. It's nice and smooth, no nasty clunks, and there's no nasty clunks in the drivetrain. Apart from the slight rattling you'll get on the camera from the camera mount, as I say, over heavy bumps you do get a slight clonk from the rear suspension. That's the bushes we're talking about. Also, you can probably hear a slight metallic clinking on the video. What that is, somebody has removed the inner armrests from the front seats, the armrests that flip up and down, but they've left the metal securing bits in place, and they just jingle a bit. They must have been quite fat, I suppose, to remove the armrests. We have still got them if you want to put them back on. This one is a 7-seater, and it being an HSE, it's a full spec. It's got sat nav, and that still seems to work. It's got climate control, so 7 seats with the folding seats in the back. It's got cruise control, and again that still works. Probably just make a good winter workhorse for someone, I guess. Although the off-roading fraternity have rather taken to these because they're so much cheaper than the Defender. But it's quiet, and apart from the slight rattles that we've talked about, really sort of no sinister noises that I can find. Trundled along. Hope we can get some speed up in a minute once we get out to the 30 zone. area that it is. Ping coming up there saying the parking sensors are inactive. So anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Not much more I can say about it. Just turn into here. There we have it. My name's Simon. You can reach me in the office on 0118 907 1495. We can go to our website, which is www.motodrome.co.uk for any further information.